Dumelang. I thought because it's Sunday, I must talk about the power of therapy. You know, as Black people, sometimes we don't take therapy seriously. So as a result, we think time will heal whatever issues that we have. But what I've realized therapy is very important. My father passed on in 2022 in October, in this month. And I took family responsibility leave, which was 5 days. And after that, I took 2 days. Then I went back to work. And as a result, I never had time to really heal, because to mourn his passing. And I took it for granted that, it will not affect me as such. So as a result, that's one of the reasons why I went back to work so quickly after his passing. Then in 2023, in June, I discovered something which was very, very painful, and it was very devastating for me. I can't say that I was shocked about what happened in June last year, because of all the things that has happened over the years, and there was a culmination of events in 2021, which at that time I didn't take seriously as such. And I thought it was just a passing. I even supported nonsense during 2021, which I didn't know why I supported that nonsense. So in 2023 June, when I discovered whatever that I discovered, I'm not going to say exactly what is it that I discovered in that year and that particular month. I will talk about that one day. I hope I'll have the strength to talk about it one day. But it's something that happened similar to what I experienced about 27 years ago or so. And that's the reason why it was devastating for me, because it was something similar that had happened to me before. And as a result, I kept on asking myself, why am I experiencing the same thing over and over again? At that time, when I was going through those emotions, I then spoke to a friend of mine, Percy, and I told her the whole story. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. She then suggested to me that I should go for therapy, and I took her advice because I was overwhelmed at that time. And my father not being there was even worse for me, because he's the only person that I could talk to, and he was able to calm me down. So since he was not there at that time, it was a very difficult period for me, because I could not talk to anybody, because I wanted somebody that I could talk to, and that person will not judge me or say something to me that will make me worse. So as a result, when Percy suggested that I go for therapy, I went there. And I just want to take this moment to thank Percy very much for that advice, because that was the best advice that anybody could have given me at the time. She even recommended a person that I was supposed to go and see. What is very interesting is that when I got there, I could see that I recognized this person. But the only thing that was confusing for me was because now she was at another place. So as a result, I thought maybe they look the same. It might not be the same person. Then I spoke to that person. When I went for the second session, to this lady, she said to me that, you know what, I recognized your face when you came here for the first time, and I went through my records, and I found your file when you came here to me in 2000, and I can't remember, in 2018. I went to see her in 2018, and then I left the therapy after I think two sessions that I had with her. So during those sessions, because I was blaming myself for a lot of things, I could not believe that some of the things that happened to me, especially because most of the people that know me, they will know that I don't take nonsense. So as a result, I just felt like I was a fool for having not seen some of the things that happened in the past, for having sitting down and looking the other way off, because instead of taking action when all the nonsense was going on. So as a result, I had a lot of blame towards myself. I could not accept that something like that has happened to me. I blamed myself for everything that had happened, especially with regards to what happened in 2021, because I supported shit. Knowing very well what had happened in the past, I still continue supporting nonsense in 2021 instead of saying, I want nothing to do with this. So as a result, that therapy really assisted me so much. I even told Percy, I think it was yesterday or Friday, I can't remember when I spoke to her, because we normally speak almost on a daily basis. So as a result, I was telling her that, what, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for advising me to go for therapy, because that therapy helped me a lot. I was able to deal with all the emotions that I had at the time. And another thing is that I was also able to deal with my father's passing, because it was very difficult for me. I only realized at that point in time, because I needed him to be there for me. I needed somebody that I could talk to, somebody who will not listen, who will listen and calm me down, and he was not there. So, and one thing that I realized during those sessions is that this woman was telling me that, what, you don't realize the greatness in you. You have this greatness, and I then realized that that's why some of the people do not want me. There are people who that I've never done anything to them, but they just don't like me. I seem to rub some people the wrong way for some reasons. I can go to a certain place, and although as much as I rub some people the wrong way, there are people who recognize my greatness. I can go to a session and I speak, and the people will realize the greatness in me, and they will even say, want me to be part of something that they are planning in future, and things like that. So as a result, this woman was able, the therapist was able to give me that assurance that, what, one of the things why people sometimes you rub them the wrong way is because of the greatness that you have in you, and you don't realize that greatness. So I'm very, very much grateful that I went to the therapy, because at this moment in time, I've made peace with a lot of things. And as a result, I no longer get triggered. I used to get triggered a lot of times. I'll be watching TV, and then I'll get triggered. I'll be seeing something on the road, then I'll get triggered. So nowadays, I no longer get triggered, and it's all because I went for therapy. So I will encourage each and every person who's going through something, whether it's death, whether it's issues with regards to your relationship, please do yourself a favor and go for therapy. As much as there are some people who are saying that therapy doesn't work for me it did some wonders. And as a result, I was able to make peace with some of the things, to forgive myself, basically, because the biggest problem that I had was blaming myself for everything that has happened in my life. So I'm glad that I was able to forgive myself. There are some people that I will never forgive. People can say whatever that they want you and say that, you need to forgive another person in order for you to feel better. I'm okay. I have forgiven myself, and that's the most important part for me. I gave myself, and as a result, I no longer get triggered. But as for there's one specific person that I am not going to forgive. More so because that person has never apologized to me. He has never shown any remorse towards me in terms of what they did to me. So as a result, I will never forgive them. Maybe one day, if they can have the guts to come to me and forgive me, and then I will forgive them. But for now, I am not going to forgive that person. I don't have any issues with that person. I talk to them. If you can see me with that person, you will think that everything is okay between the two of us. But in terms of forgiveness, I have not forgiven that person for everything that they've put me through. So as a result, I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you. Maybe somebody out there is sitting and thinking that, therapy is not, they are not even thinking about therapy per se. They just think that with time everything will be okay. Sometimes time doesn't heal all wounds, like they always say. And if you have medical aid, it's a plus, because you don't pay for anything. I didn't pay for any of the services. I used to go, in the beginning, I used to go for therapy every 2 weeks. And then I think I went every 2 weeks for 4 months. And then after that, I was going for a month towards the end of the sessions. And the medical aid was covering all the costs in relation to that. I've never paid a single cent for those sessions. So if you have medical aid, it's a plus for you. Please do yourself a favor and go for the therapy. You will thank me one day, because therapy does help in some instances. In my case, it has helped me a lot, and I'm very thankful once again to Percy for pursuing me to go for the therapy.